initiates for the flame. You are now programmed to drop dem draws. Have you been maintaining your flame?
You underestimated your child. You underestimated your child. You underestimated your child.
Yo, what's up with it, y'all? It's your boy AD. I'm back with another one. It's that super hot fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all don't know who Super Hot Fire is. He's not a rapper, as long as you know that. But today I'm going to be here showcasing just a lot of things that need to be talked about, showcasing myself, showcasing some things I've been working on, some things that's been in the cut. So go ahead, ask questions, talk in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And if you catch the video either, leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, join the Discord. You know, we got the QR code right there for you so you can instantly lock in, tap into it. But today I'm going to just be showing you some stuff. But let me first bring this up for you right now because you need to get in on this deal. And that is our 5 for $50.55 sale. You get all of our products, all of our supplements in a package kit, and you don't have to buy them all separate. So you can buy this all together, and boom, you have the whole kit. You are good to go. But let me show you around the site so you'll be able to find things and see what we have, because we're really trying to help spiritual people. We're really trying to help people change and evolve their lives. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a group effort. We always can't do things alone. And when we try to do things alone, it comes from a place of past trauma, of us being hurt, us feeling a certain type of emotion. So really think about that and keep that on your mind, because that is the one thing that we really try to do, is say we could do it on our own. Say that we don't need nobody. And we try to prove to people that we don't need nobody. And we got to stop doing that, because the more that we try to prove to people that we don't need nobody, the quicker it is going to push people away and not have them helping us or working with us. So what you can get from the shop, and one of my favorite things I love getting from the shop and using, is the ashwagandha. And the ashwagandha is my fave because it really helps fight stress. A lot of people go through stress so bad, and most of the time when we try to fight stress, we hit it with food, sugars, we hit it with sodas, we hit it with all types of stimulants. So this is a better replacement to help you calm your nerves. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to even take it in capsule form. You can even just put it in your smoothies. You can put it in your teas. You can put it in your foods. You can do a lot of things. Maca root, ashwagandha. You can even, put it in your joints. You know what I'm saying? I love to smoke herbs besides ganja, the spirit, Santa Maria. So we all have to be aware of what herbs do for us. And I have a book that you guys should get. No, that's not it. Oh, here it is right here. I got so many books in my room, y'all. The Encyclopedia of Magic Herbs. You guys need to get this book. Sorry, the background messing things up. There it is. Encyclopedia of Magic Herbs. Get this book. Check it out. And this is going to help you understand the spiritual aspects to herbs and herbal remedies that we can use for our benefit. Most of the time, we don't really even think about the things that we put in our body. And trust me, before you guys just think about just taking a whole bunch of herbs. You have to think about changing your lifestyle, changing the way you live, and really being intentional and purposeful with these herbs, because that's the main goal, using it for a month. We don't want to just take something off and on. The main thing that we get from something is when we're consistent with it. So if we're never consistent with anything that we try or these herbs, then we won't get what's the word? No work out of them. We won't get no results. So we have to take them constantly, and we have to be doing the work along with it. And ashwagandha, besides stress relief, it can help build testosterone. We have herbs that help build testosterone, but we kill our testosterone because the things that we eat, the things that we do to our bodies, the things that we do to our testicles. You know what I'm saying? We have to be cognizant of that so we can get the best care. Of course, we're not be able to stop everything in the world, but when we understand what we are in control of, it does relieve the pressure off of us. So make sure you really tap into these herbs, the ashwagandha. You know what I'm saying? This is my favorite thing. So we got a lot of things on here, but I'm gonna show you what I use all the time, what I keep on me all the time. No back cap. And of course, tap into our readings and bookings. We got all types of readings, consultations, tarot readings, moon readings, business and wealth. So people that want to build their channel, people that want to build their website, all that, hit us up. We'll help you. We'll create that for you. We'll do a lot of things. So yeah. But now let's really jump into why we're here today and what's the main importance, right? Because today I really been diving deep into myself, and I've really been trying to understand where I've been messing up, what I've been doing wrong, why I've been having the fear, why I've been having these thoughts. And and this is what I came up with. This is what I put on a paper, and this is an article about the death of an artist, right? But it's about really everybody who's having a hard time creating, everybody who's having a hard time posting, being consistent, just showing up. We're having a hard time, and that is something that is spiritual. That is something that is also physical as well, but it's more spiritual than anything. And it starts with our mind and our mental state and how we truly feel about ourselves and the things that we do. And honestly, I had to write this because I had to die, right? I had to go through this death that I realized that needed to happen for me to create, for me to go out and be okay with the laughs, the cringe, the embarrassment, because it was never me dealing with the thoughts of others. It was me dealing with the thoughts of myself. And most of the time when we have people that say something about us or they say a particular thing and we react, it's not even because of that person or they're getting under our skin. It's just that somehow they speaking on the situation that I've been thinking about, and that's been on my heart and mind. And for them to say something about it or make a reference to or even just play about it with me, it made me feel some type of way. And I had to deal with that. And it made me not want to create. And it's like I had to get over that. I had to deal with it. And and you guys probably like, AD, you a grappler, you go compete. But it's the same thing, man. Like the mental state. And I had to really like walk towards it and fall, get up, walk towards it, fall, get up. And when I had got up again, over and over, I realized like, damn, like, can nothing really keep me down? I'm like, whoa, like, I noticed the consistency of me getting back up. There's never been a time that when I fell, I never got back up. So, and I want to share that with others because we all need to be in this space where we're showing ourselves. We say we don't want to work for nobody else. We say we want to have our own thing, but like our work ethic doesn't show it. Our work ethic does not show it. And then we sit up and blame our situations and circumstances. And it's like, oh, I could have been done this because of that. And I could have, and it's like, we got to get past that. and just do it. Because the only time that we really didn't do something is when it was the weather outside and you couldn't till your garden. The only thing you can do is let your garden get wet and get fertilized by the rain, unless you want to go out there and get wet and keep doing stuff and get muddy. But I'm just saying it's gonna be things that's gonna hinder you for sure. But at the end of the day, it's your mind state and your thought. And you probably have to get rid of the self where you're at. You probably have to destroy all your thoughts and create a new person, new being. You need to really let go of this old self, this ego that's stopping you from doing that. So here's a quote I got for you. All right. And the picture matches it. It's a man, just no words to speak. His mouth is closed off. And he's closed his eyes and went inside himself, right? Silence is death. Silence is death. And if you talk, you die. If you remain silent, you die. So speak out and die. Now, when I first saw this kind of went over my head. I'm like, what? I'm like, did he really just say the same thing? But then when I had constantly read over it, constantly thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, they're saying like, choose a side and die. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't choose a side, you still gonna die. And it's like, you might as well go out with a fight, go out with a bang. You might as well create. You might as well be. You might as well just live, because at the end of the day, we are not held by this body forever. Soon we leave, and we go back to source, to the unit. And it's like we hold on to these bodies in this material realm, but we don't even treat it right. We don't even build it up. We don't even like give it the sacredness it deserves. But some reason we fight so hard for this material realm and these things around it, but don't treat these things as such. We will get something or realize how good we got it and take it for granted. And we can't constantly do that. We have to honestly look towards the future by being present. Because our actions create that presency. Our actions create that future. And if we can focus and resonate within that, then boom. Because the main thing of this quote is that silence is death. So if you're not opening up, if you're not speaking, you ever heard the term a closed mouth don't get fed? You ever been a kid and never said you was not hungry? Or you said you was hungry and you got something? Or if you don't talk. So it's like, join the Discord, because silence is death. And if you in the Discord and you're not speaking and you going through things and you need help or you trying to create, you're killing yourself. And it's like, sometimes we might feel like we look dumb asking a question or talking about certain things, but you don't. Honestly, I felt so smarter when I asked questions and left it behind me to look dumb. That's the only time I felt so smart, is when I asked a question. Because I feel like people don't ask questions. People don't be like, so why this, or what happened, or because that's how you really investigate and understand something. Because, to analyze. And also, if you don't want to sit here this whole video and be talked to death by me, you can go to my Substack on substack.com and read my article, link in the bio, you know what I'm saying? And I'll throw it in the comments too. It's in the description. It's all over. And make sure you check out the niches for the Flame Substack as well. Check out the White Rabbit Substack. You know what I'm saying? Check out the Intuitive Chef Substack. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here who are creating, and they will not be silent. They will speak the truth. They will create. They will be a a light for others to be that. Because most of the time, it's not about, flexing. It's most of the time you're doing this so others can do it. And then you can have a team of people. Because sometimes it's hard to do it yourself. So you got to see somebody that look like you, somebody that doing it and being consistent with it. It's going to be like, man, they be working hard, bro. Man, I'm low-key finna do it too. Because it's like, if you don't envy or don't feel no jealousy, and when you see people up here or doing their thing and you love and you like to watch, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a person and you feel the envy and you're like, damn, that I could have done that too, man. Like, man, my mind would have been jumping. I know you need to start. You need to be consistent and do it because you're causing yourself a death. And you need to start it because you're going to bring yourself death anyway because you're bringing change and new things to your life. You're activating that spark, right? Because if you read through the article, right, we really get into the deep conversations with yourself. And if you get in that deep conversation, we realize that most of us don't want to face death of any kind, right? We scroll, we distract ourselves, we do anything to keep our mind from death, from change, right? And it's like, you'll be surprised how much things low-key destroyed you when you didn't do it, when you didn't have that chance, when you didn't, like, man, I could, like, I know people who have so much great talent and they ain't cut me off because I was telling them how great they were. Like, you ever, like, somebody was down themselves so hard, like, I was like, dude, you need to stop. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. Ain't you in school for this? Ain't you doing this and that? Like, why you not doing this? You know what I'm saying? They got mad at me and they cut me off. But next thing I'm minding my business. All I know is, they doing well. They doing their craft. They getting the appointments. And I was happy as hell. And, maybe they want to cut me off and I did something, or they need to do it, or they have to grow. But if someone has to leave my life to better theirs, that, I love them for that, because love is, an action. And sometimes we get caught up into saying it and wanting a feeling, but our actions have to match our love to people. And sometimes we have to understand the way I'm loving somebody is not the way they are meant to be loved. We have to understand how people want to be loved instead of trying to love people the way we are loved or how we like to be loved. Because it's somewhat a tad bit selfish, because we're trying to do the things that, like, well, this is what I like, but sometimes people do it in an unharmless way. So I want you guys to really think about this and think about what is something that you are trying to create, that you are keeping hidden and you are not releasing out. Because it's people right now in this world who are making money and living a life off the things they created for their niche. They're living a life off that because they built and worked for it and was consistent. And it's like, if we don't start soon, we're going to be stuck in a late age trying to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we're going to have acquired and went through things in life that sometimes you're going to be like, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go through that again. I'm only 25, so I haven't gotten there yet. My dad had conversations with me and it'll be like, you probably might not do certain things because you change your mind, things happened, and he was telling me about that with the sport I do. And I, because I can get injured easily and all types of things. But he was like, you might get older and be like, I don't want to do this no more. But he was helping me understand, right, that in life, change is the only thing that's consistent. And if we don't pay attention to that, we are going to be hit by change and be so upset. We're going to be so mad, so emotional. And we can avoid that by living in the present, because I gave a solution and on how to deal with this silence that we avoid, this silence that we keep within, from us not creating, for us to just not build who we are meant to be, because 9 times 10 people love you for the person you are today, not the person you are trying to become. So you need to be locking in and trying to work on becoming the person you want to become, man. Because how many times do you wake up and realize you didn't go hard enough yesterday? Like, how many times do you realize that? And if you realize that a lot, you need to change. You need to stop bullshitting. You need to stop. So, and I want you to understand this death is born from our actions, our thoughts, and beliefs we hold about ourselves. It grows silently from the way we view our inner world. See, now, most of us don't have an inner world or have not tried to build an inner world. And the way to build your inner world is through by journaling. It's through by understanding yourself. It's through by really understanding your reactions, your thoughts, why you feel certain ways about things. Why do you truly believe this? Because if you don't, you're going to have these set programmings in you that's going to keep you from the person that you want to be with. That's going to keep you from the friend group that is meant to be with you. Your beliefs set a frequency and a vibration for you in your life. So if you're not checking your beliefs and understanding who you are, and you say you want this for yourself, but those beliefs don't line up with your future self, you are causing a whole different type of reality. And then you're going to blame other people or blame your situation when you never really thought about why you didn't do the things that you should have done, why you put this person before you, why that you're helping them so much that you're not helping you. Like, there's nothing wrong thinking about others and wanting to help people. But at the end of the day, if you don't got no foundation, what the hell are you trying to make them walk on? Your feelings, your emotions feel good? Because once that's over and they gone, it's always, man, they left me, and it's cool. They can leave. I'm so used to them leaving. And we have to access that doorway, because death is not the end, right? For a creator, for a person who's trying to build the life they want, it is a doorway, and we have to access it. And the way we access that is through the divine spark, because the divine spark within us is the key. This is what keeps the momentum going, that flame, right? This is the spark, because, right, the spark is that inspiration. The spark is that feeling. That spark is that when you ever just like said something to somebody and they just like, whoa, bro, bro, I really needed to hear that. But all you said is that your breath stink, you know. I'm just kidding. Or you said like something that really was like, they just need to hear. But like it was something that was simple, and it changed them and it helped them elevate. So I need you to understand that this spark is something that is within you that you have to consistently build. Because if you don't, it's going to flicker and fade away. And the flicker is there to remind you that it's there. But if you don't listen to it, if you don't sit and wait and reflect, it's going to go away. Right? Or it's going to be there till you go to it. And again, you can get this at substack.com. Check out the Discord, join the Discord. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about this more in the Discord. If anybody got questions or want to just vent and talk about the things that they've been through with this type of death or with this type of work, because it's so many people who are really trying to find a way to get their voice out there, who is really trying to build, and they're working so hard. Whereas in like, you're probably a person that can get the people's attention easily. You're probably a person like I've been sharing so many other people's stuff that I know personally that's been working on their music constantly, that's been working on their brand constantly. You need people like that. And if you don't find that, it's going to be hard for you to really put your voice out there. So join the Discord because there's people in there that will share your content, that will talk about your content, that'll be interested in your content. But if you don't build that voice, if you don't build that doorway, it won't be there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. My laptop's actually finna die, and I got some stuff to do today. So I just want to come on here and really talk about how the death of an artist needs to be talked about, and the artists that are out there who are not creating or to stop creating or is going through some stuff. We need to access that doorway and reunite or reignite our spirit. Thank you so much, Ashe. Peace out. Shout out to flameon.com. Check out 80fortheflame.com and get your urban nootropics. Peace.
Initiates for the flame. You are now programmed to drop dem draws. Have you been maintaining your flame?